Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a quick vlog and talk about reward days because I feel like I'm having a couple of these with Mia at the moment, and it's like so motivating, and I just kind of wanted to like talk about it, and like anyone who's like in the middle of doing something and like kind of doubting themselves and having to trust the process, like I just kind of wanted to say like keep going because it really will come. I've been I've been away with my knee operation, not really been around that much, and when I have been around, I've literally just been able to kind of go to the field and say hello, and that's it. And it's actually been a really great opportunity to just let go of all of the expectations and focus on the relationship and just put that relationship first again. And I was kind of just coming in, and I wanted to, my goals were really prioritized, I think, during the period just before I had my knee up, and things were starting to get a little bit challenging. And I don't know if the energy was really vibing between us. And, I kind of had it in my head that we're doing all this hard work and, finesse work and contact work, and this is good for her, and she's going to have good fitness. And actually, like, she wasn't really there. Like, she wasn't really connected. She was saying yes, but it didn't really feel like we were doing it together like it did when we first started. And so my goal kind of was to use the time just to be with her and just reconnect and find out kind of what she really likes. She's not super socially active within the herd. She's quite aggressive. But she doesn't really, I don't often see her just hanging out with someone or, having, mutual grooming or kind of playing or anything like that. She'll do a little bit with Darcy, but, he's super dominant. So I think that there's a kind of mutual respect there, but pretty much everybody else, she just kind of only really interacts with them if she doesn't want them in her space anymore. And so I kind of wanted to get to know her a little bit better and kind of find out what she likes, because I don't know that she really does that much with anybody. So I started spending some time and just kind of, freedom-based training style, just mirroring and breathing and meditating and just hanging around. And, within a couple of weeks, she would kind of acknowledge me, but she still pretty much would ignore me when I came in to the field. And that kind of has been pretty much consistent really for the last 3 months, where I would come in to the field, and I would, go and see her, maybe do some scratches and just kind of hang out with her, just stand with her, just be with her while she's grazing or, whatever it is that she's doing. A couple times she was sleeping, and that was really nice. So I got to kind of hang out with her when she was sleeping, but it definitely felt like she could take it or leave it. Oh, that's great, Lucy's here, whatever. I'm not fussed either way. And then, I've managed to get a little bit more consistency in my visits the last couple of weeks, but I still haven't, done anything really other than bring her up once or twice to groom her and, look after her mane and things like that. But then this last week, I have had a couple of really nice sessions with her where I'm really kind of starting to feel some doors opening, and I'm like, wow, like, my mind was already like, thinking of all the things we can do with this, and I'm kind of having to like slow down a little bit and just take it slow and remember, why we're kind of doing this. But yeah, I came in a couple days ago, and she came up to me, I came into the field, she's like, hey, and she came right over to me, and I was like, oh, that's so nice. Like, I'm so happy about this. And that's happened a couple times, but mostly it's been, kind of when she's really hungry and she's expecting food. So she's kind of hoping that's me rather than like because of the relationship. But, she came over, we had some scratches. It was really nice. I really felt like she was happy that I was there. And then I went to leave, and she came with me and walked with me right to the gate. And I was like, wow, this is really awesome. Like, what a nice session. Came again a couple days later, and the same thing happened again. She came right up to me, from like halfway across the field. She's like, oh, hey, you're here. That's nice. I'll come see you. You can give me scratches. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like, And, you know, now she's telling me about, you know, all the different places she likes to be scratched in, and, you know, she's like paying attention, and she's really focused on me, and she's like really happy that I'm here. And, you know, we're kind of like playing and like, you know, doing like lots of mouthy stuff, and she's just really like engaged and expressive. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And kind of during the session while I was there, she was asking me to scratch the side of her neck, and I'm thinking like, like her left shoulder is like really sticky. She has a real problem with pushing people with that left shoulder, and she's not really feeling okay to yield that. And so I just kind of like, you know, really gentle, like, you know, kind of hair skin pressure, just asked her to move it. And she's like backing up, like, don't really want to. And we kind of like spend 10 minutes just kind of working on that to see if we can get one step. And we did, and then we're back to the scratching, and like she's really connected the whole time, and it's really great, and she's licking, and I'm thinking, wow, this is awesome. Like, this is twice in a row as well. Like, we've had such a nice session, and this is so cool. Like, I can't wait to kind of get back in the arena. And I came today, and she'd just been given some hay, and hay is really important to her. Food is really important to her. She has real big, like, I mean, it's almost like disordered eating, I think, in the way that she's so like obsessive about it. I think, you know, she's obviously suffered some food restriction, and felt very restricted or hungry at points in her life, probably. And I think that maybe has caused her to feel really possessive. And, you know, most domesticated horses are possessive over food in a way that you don't see in the same way in the wild. And that's just kind of one of those things that happens with domestication. But with her, it's like quite a lot. And so, you know, I came and I thought, oh, this is cool. Like, you know, I have no expectations. Like, I don't expect her really to come. And I made this plan in my head that I was just going to do kind of Elsa's clock. Like Elsa Sinclair does this clock thing, where you're doing your freedom-based training and just kind of go around the horse at different points, and you're just breathing and being with the horse in flow. And then when something changes, when the horse makes a change of focus, then you move kind of around the clock. And so I thought, you know what, like, you know, I've got a nice little circle I can make here. I'll just make the whole circle, and, you know, I'm not going to get too close. And, you know, if she wants to come see me, then she wants to come see me. And if she'd rather have the hay, then that's also fine. And I'll just be here and be with her. And then if I get the other side and she hasn't come, then I'll just go, and that's okay too. And I got about halfway around the circle, and I'm just chilling, you know, no expectations. And she looks up, she turns around, and I can see she's like thinking about it, whether or not it's worth it. She's like, no, do you know what, it is worth it. And she comes right over to me, and I'm like, it's the little things. Like, this to me is like, you know, the most amazing moment. Like, these are the moments I live for. And yeah, she comes over, and, you know, we're scratching, doing this and doing that. And I'm kind of thinking in my head, like, okay, well, she'll just come over, we'll have some scratches, and then we'll go back to the hay, you know. But no, she's like really into it. She's like really happy to see me, you know. We're like, you know, mouthing, we're doing this, and we're just like rubbing and just being happy to be together, and doing some, you know, co-regulation and all that stuff. And yeah, and then, you know, she's asking me about the neck again. I'm thinking, maybe I'll just try it once, you know, just try one time, see if we can move that shoulder. And it's a little sticky, you know, we try again. And she does the most amazing step away, like the best step away that we've had, like straight away. You can tell, like, I really applied the pressure, she thought about it, and then she made the movement, and like didn't just say no straight away. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. Like, you know, loads of scratches, like loads of happiness, just connection, chilling, peace, like, that's so great. And she's kind of like starting to get a bit distracted now, and she's thinking about the hay a bit again. She's thinking about the other horses and who's on her hay, and I want all the hay piles and kind of all this. And I'm like, yeah, man, like, that's cool, like, that's fine, like, you know, I'm gonna kind of hang with you, like, at a distance while you wander off to do that, and that's okay, you know. And I brought her over to her hay pile. Like, I walked to her hay pile, and she kind of came with me, but she didn't really want it. She kind of wanted to go and hang out with the others and push them away from their piles and have theirs instead. And yeah, you know, and I just kind of was like, yeah, that's cool, that's a good moment, I can be gone, like, that was awesome, thanks so much. And I just, like, I'm just so, like, happy to have, like, got to know her, you know, and to have found, like, such an amazing energy for us, where we can just kind of be together. And it was really so nice as well to see that, like, if I come in with no expectations, that like I even I even drew her over the hay. Like, that's amazing. Like, that's amazing to me. And yeah, like I just really want to maintain this relationship and just kind of put this first, like above everything else. Like, you know, want to stay in this place with her now where we can really like be together. Like, if we're going to do something, do it together. So yeah, I just kind of like wanted to celebrate, wanted to talk about it a little bit, document it, and also, you know, just like say like to anyone who's like in the middle of like a long journey of doing something and repeating a pattern and hoping for a result, and you're not really sure if you're going to get the result, but you think you're doing the right thing, just keep going. You know, like, it's been 3 months of me doing this, and I've definitely been more consistent with it, you know, the last couple weeks. But, you know, I was coming up multiple times a week before. And yeah, like, you know, I just was coming because I wanted to come and I wanted to see her, and I couldn't do anything else. But like, the most amazing end result has kind of come out of it, and I'm just really happy with where we're at now, and, you know, really happy to keep progressing this. Like, I feel really positive about this journey. I think it's gonna be challenging to kind of keep that energy, and, you know, I think maybe just not go too fast, you know, just kind of try and keep this like willingness and openness. So yeah, it's an exciting journey. But I just kind of wanted to document my excitement about my little reward days that I've had. Yeah.